Kirby! Transformers!
My equilibrium destabilized!
Put them together and what do you get? Planet Robobot! The second and final main installment of the Kirby series on the 3DS. Planet Robobot takes all things that make 2D Kirby games fun and cranks them up to 11. In almost every stage in this game, Kirby can enter a giant mech suit and absolutely annihilate every living being that dare enter Kirby's line of sight. This is generally regarded as the best Kirby installment to date by the majority of the community, for good reason. Every bit of this game is absolutely oozing with creativity and charm, and I would say with the exception of Forgotten Land, no other Kirby game has this much love put into it. Hello everybody, and welcome back to the third installment of collecting as few point stars in Kirby games as I possibly can. If you guys haven't seen one of these videos before, I'll give you a quick rundown. Throughout the game, there are stars floating around every stage, and all they do is give you an extra life if 100 are collected, much like how coins work in the Mario games. A yellow star is worth 1, green 5, and red 10. And while I don't think any exist, no glitches will be performed in this run. And yeah, that should be all for the quick refresher. But before we begin, I just wanted to mention that I am currently running a community-driven challenge to see what the lowest score achievable is in a 100% run of Nightmare in Dreamland side mode, Meta Nightmare. And for every 100 points saved by the community, I will be donating $1 to the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation of America. So I hope to see all your lovely cheeks in the Discord server. Alright, enough shilling for one video. Let's get on with the challenge. How many point stars does it take to beat Kirby Planet Robobot? Let's find out. Okay, starting off Planet Robobot is Patched Plains. And, whoa. The camera is dynamic? Yeah, this is the most dynamic the camera has been in a Kirby game up to this point. It constantly backs up and zooms in, or angles itself in some way to invoke a sense of depth and magnitude. This was most definitely done to take advantage of the 3DS's hardware, but it still looks neat on a normal screen. Back to the challenge at hand. Just like in every point star challenge thus far, there are frequent flowers on the ground that hold stars. That being the case, we'll be doing everything in our power to avoid them. And about 30 seconds into the level, we're met with the first impassable star. And it's a freaking greenie. These red barrels that block the way forward must be destroyed, and there's a green star in one of them that we cannot pass through. Well, a bit further ahead is an on-rails chase sequence with our good friend Wispy. However, it looks like he's been on a 3-week-long coke binge and just woke up from a bad high. Yeesh. Well, we put him out of his misery, for his own good, and move on. We're then introduced to the main collectible for Planet Robobot, Code Cubes. These bad boys work exactly how Sunstones worked in Triple Deluxe. Collect all of them in a world, unlock a secret level. There is another collectible in the game, which are these gold stickers, but just like Rainbow Keychains in Triple Deluxe, I won't be going for them as they don't really impact the core game at all. That ends the first level though, and we reach the goal. Just like in Triple Deluxe and Return to Dreamland, we need to intentionally fail this minigame at the end of each level, as not failing will automatically grant us unwanted stars, so we will be doing that for every level going forward. We gain 5 stars here in the first level, and as some of you may have noticed, there is a global star counter at the top right of your screen. This number will always be visible, and will be updated every time we complete a stage. 1-2 is basically a continuation of the last level. Same setting, same motifs, but this time we are introduced to objectively the best Kirby gimmick that has ever existed. We beat the crap out of this little yellow-eyed pit stain, and we can now transform into Robo Kirby! And every time you get in one of these suits, you feel absolutely unstoppable. Just mowing down anything and everything in your path, and it even has its own abilities like Kirby does. Well, this may seem like fun in games, but this thing really sucks for this challenge. Yeah, so when Kirby gets in his mech suit, his hitbox increases drastically, meaning avoiding stars is way harder than it has ever been. Well, right here is a permeable floor and a flower right underneath. When I was trying to somehow avoid the flower, on one of my attempts, food popped out. So it seems there's a small chance that instead of spawning a star, food can pop out of the flower. I suppose, theoretically, every star obtained in this challenge from flowers going forward if the RNG conditions were just right. But I don't have the time or patience to deal with that. Well, up ahead, we sizzle some Waddle Dees, electrocute a Broom Hatter, and get the first code cube of the level. Nice and easy. After making a couple pixel-perfect jumps in the next room, we get the second cube, and then there's this part. This little section here is a real nipple twister. You see, I have to get Kirbo to the other side of this wall here to get to the secret area. I originally thought I could use the mech suit to break the giant gray block in order to not collect these 3 stars right here. But this big gray door here means the Robobot suit is necessary in order to get the code cube. So, 3 stars later, and 1 last code cube in the bag, we can head to the goal. We gained 3 stars here, making the total 8 stars. 1-3. My favorite Kirby stage. Kirby boards a subway and gets mugged! Well, actually, Kirby is the one doing the mugging around here. And we do so with one of many brand new abilities. This one being Doctor. That's right, Kirby went to med school for 15 years and finally got his PhD. Ain't that swell? To be honest, those 15 years could have been better spent, cause I'm not really a fan of this ability. The moveset's kinda janky, I don't know. Well, we grab these 2 batteries here to power up these big saws and grab the first code cube. The second cube is in this secret room just up ahead, and there's an even more secretive pipe up here in the corner. This super secret houses a mech suit. I mean, yay! After picking up this big cube, we needed to collect this here star, as well as these 3 in this narrow passage. Then there's these 3 over here, 2 here, and another 2 here to get the last code cube. Are you seeing what kind of video you're in for? Don't expect that star count to stay that low anytime soon. We get ourselves off this dirty, dusty subway car, and oh my god, that dude is huge! Luckily, Kirby's new mech suit came equipped with a Phillips head screwdriver, and we unscrew his hands and head like he's just a toy. So long, Big Daddy. We make our way out of 1-3 with 11 point stars added, now equaling 19 stars. 1-4 is the big bad robot's main base, and we need to climb up an awkwardly long ramp. Like, it just kind of keeps going and going. There we go. Jesus. Okay. We got ourselves a bunch of laser shooters. Cool. Nothing too bad yet. Fun little fact, there's this incredibly hidden door down here, and it contains the Smash ability, which hasn't been seen since Amazing Mirror. So that's pretty neat. Well, other than that though, this level is actually pretty smooth sailing. Even the mech section was surprisingly tame. We reached the goal starless. Patched Plains Extra Stage is next, and just like in Triple Deluxe, the extra stages sort of act as a compilation of all the levels that precede it. The first half of the level is starless, but we need to pick up this 1 star sitting upon a fence. But after climbing atop this subway car and fight
Kibble Blade 2.0,
we grab the one and only code cube, and skedaddle. We scooped up 1 single star, now adding up to 20. Okay, it's boss fight time, and you guys should already know how this works. Boss fights do not spawn point stars, which gives us a nice little breather if I do say so myself. We cut down methed up Clanky Woods in actually a pretty cool boss arena. I like how the ground moves circularly. It's neat to look at. Clanky's dead, and we finished the first area of Planet Robobot with 20 stars. Our second stop of the challenge is Resolution Road. Let's go. So I guess all the world names in this game will be technologically related. Patched Plains, Resolution Road. It's clever. I like it. And the buildings on Resolution Road are little juice boxes. Oh, I'm in my happy place. And it makes me even happier that the first and second code cubes are picked up without a star in sight. And, okay, I just wanted to point this new ability out. Remember in Return to Dreamland how that beam super ability kind of reminded me of Ness's PK Thunder? Well, this ability is literally Ness. He's got the same hat, the same psychic powers. It's like Kirby just inhaled his ability in a normal game of Smash and brought him over to one of his own games. Well, as cool as this ability may seem, it's incredibly mid. However, it does help us get the last code cube, while unfortunately collecting these 2 stars in the narrow passage. We grab a mech suit in a hidden passage for no other reason than to commit first-degree manslaughter against civilians. Kirby, I'd get out of there as fast as you can. The Robocops are probably on their way as we speak. No, not you. Whew, okay. 2-1 only saw 2 stars added, totaling 22 stars. 2-2 has us immediately grab a mech suit, and hey, Jet, that's a new ability for the mech suit. I wonder what kind of ability is this. Oh my god, it just turned Kirby into a shoot-'em-up. This is awesome! And these unsuspecting Waddle Dees don't stand a frickin' chance. Okay, our first 2 cubes are collected, but the third one is a little difficult. It's encased by these gray blocks, and half of them contain stars. The most efficient way I was able to go about this was by shooting the front 2 blocks, as Kirby cannot fit into a 1-block hole. I guess 1 star isn't too bad. And finally, we need to fight Cogs. Does that stand for something? Let me see here. Nope. Looks like it doesn't. So, I'll make it stand for, crappy, old-fangled gun shooter. Rolls right off the tongue. Well, we make sure this crappy gun shooter olds its last fangle, and we reach the goal. We gained 1 lonesome star, with 23 being the total. 2-3 is another Villain's Lair type stage, and hey, it must have heard my belly aching from before, cause it gives us wheel to skip this long walk. Entering into the base, and yeah, it's pretty much a carbon copy of the last one. Same enemies, same environments. The first code cube is easily nabbed by successfully playing a game of memory. The second is even easier, and the third? A piece of freaking cake. The goal is right up ahead, and we finish a level starless for the second time. So in Triple Deluxe, the sort of brand new area for the Kirby franchise were those cute little fun houses, and in this game, it's Las Vegas. Yeah, 2-4 is one of several casino-themed levels in this game, and this theme threw me for a loop the first time I played. Well, how bad is the first casino level in Planet Robobot? Well, a few minutes into the level, we're introduced to a brand new little mini-gimmick here for this game. We need to control both normal Kirby as well as Robo-Kirby here in the background. This is a pretty neat little puzzle sequence that turns even more into a puzzle when avoiding stars, since neither Kirby can puff in the air. Oh, and look, he's holding a little Game Boy. I literally just noticed that. Well, thankfully, there are only like 2 stars in this entire section, and they're all easy to ignore, which leads us to the first code cube. The second is on this apparently bouncy roulette wheel, and after grabbing the mech suit, we have a problem on our hands. Stars. Lots of stars. Just too many stars. But most of them can be avoided. The first green one here is needed, but the second greenie can be skipped by jumping over this wall. And these big bad red stars are skipped the same way. That green boy was the only one we needed in this room, and the next area holds the last code cube. We reach the goal and gain 5 stars in that level. The extra stage of Resolution Road is... oh, that's a lot of green stars. That sucks. The first code cube can be grabbed by pushing these big blocks through this passage, and subsequently grab a yellow star, a green star, and a red star. Holy crappin' crap. Let's zoom through the rest of this level. I don't want to be here. And of course, because this level hasn't diddled our doodads enough, I have to pick up a bunch of falling stars in the background here, as the warp star doesn't spawn fast enough for me to outrun them. The last code cube can be grabbed by perfectly aligning with the chest here, and we can leave. We gain 44 stars, which more than doubles our star counter to 72. The second boss is upon us, and you know what? I don't like any of these abilities here. Aha! Yes, this is extremely cursed. Yeah, so this is the first mainline Kirby game with amiibo support, and that being the case, you will constantly see me transforming into this catastrophe, as Hammer is one of, if not my favorite ability in this game. But the boss fight is pretty dang easy. We get a holographic Kracko. Sphere Doomers from Return to Dreamland. We got this dude. I don't know, I think he was in Dreamland 3 maybe? I never played any of the Dreamland games, so I'm not really too sure. But neat little boss showcase there. As the Holo Defense API beeps its last boop, we finish Resolution Road with 72 stars. Let's move on to Overload Ocean. World 3, believe it or not, is a little wet. Yep, typical World 3 being a water world. Who would have thought differently? Oh, it's our good friend Blocky. Oh my god, he just got cremated. Good riddance, you oversized pebble. Actually, this nuisance is the only thing worth noting for most of this level. First two code cubes are easy, and while the last one does see us pick up one yellow star after falling down this little crevasse, the last cube is no problem at all. And that does it for this level. 3-2 scares me. At first glance, it looks like the previous level. I mean, like, almost an exact copy. But hey, we get a nice little mech suit, and we get the wheel ability for the suit. This should be pretty fun, right? This is the worst thing I have yet to do on my YouTube channel. This thing's hitbox is so freaking huge, and the controls are so herky-jerky. There are so many stars to collect here. I can't really go into detail like I usually do for these stars, so let's have a quick rapid-fire session for collecting stars, shall we? 2 here. Skip these 3 with pixel-perfect jumping. A green star, a red star. These 2 here. 1 yellow and a green. All of these stars, including these 2 flowers. This one to get the last code cube. Okay, that level sucked. And there is one later on that makes me want to bury myself alive. So, what's the damage? Oh, 63 stars. Oh, my heart. That leaves us with the total standing at 136 stars, which is more than Triple Deluxe's grand total at this point. Okay, I'm hoping for a dummy easy level after that degeneracy. It's another enemy base. Okay, they haven't been too bad thus far. Okay, it's an auto-scroller. That's different for Kirby games. And yeah, actually, I got my wish. This entire level was completely starless. Whew, I really needed that. Thanks, game. Alrighty, I'm feeling a little better. What does 3-4 have to offer? Well, this is different. An ice cream factory. Alright, I'm game. Everything is fine and dandy for the first 3/4 of this level. Then comes this sad, wiry, frowny face dude that we need for the last code cube. In order to pick him up, these 2 yellow stars and 1 red star must be nabbed. We then need to make incredibly precise jumps on an icy, slippery floor. This part was not very fun. Next up, we need to make sure he doesn't overheat when carrying him across this heated floor. We need to collect these 2 stars here to make it up the ledge, though. After placing him back on his body, he reveals to us the last code cube and 2 green stars surrounding it. Now, I was pretty proud of this one, but when Kirby finishes his animation for collecting the cube, if you immediately jump the frame he finishes, you can avoid both stars. This level 4-star hand into 14 stars, now totaling 150. 3-5 is a level completely underwater, and in the background there's like this underground city, and it's giving me big Bioshock vibes, and that makes me happy. And I really like the music in this stage. It's super calming. Actually, does it kind of remind anyone else of the underground theme from Super Mario World, or is it just me? Yeah, it's probably just me. The first star gain we need to worry about here is in grabbing the second code cube. Another narrow passage, another green star. And directly ahead is a section where we need to enter like 5 pipes in a row, and a lot of them have stars in the way, so we need to collect 3 yellow stars and a greenie. We grab the last code cube and tally up the damage. We gain 13 stars here, making the total 163 stars. The third extra stage in Planet Robobot is... Oh, the gondolas are back from Triple Deluxe. Oh, well, this day just keeps getting better and better. Yeah, I tried just swimming with the battery in hand, but they made the ledge just high enough for Kirby to make the jump. It's like Hal just knew I'd be attempting this challenge 8 years in the future. Well, we get 2 yellow stars from the gondola ride. We use Nest to get the first code cube, make more precise jumps with a big block in hand for the second cube. The underwater part of this stage has some cannons that make us pick up a line of 3 yellow stars, and a line of 2 yellow stars and a greenie. And the last cube is in this chest here, but when I hit the blue switch here to drop the chest, a bunch of goodies fall along with the chest. I couldn't find a way to open the chest starless, but I managed to only pick up 1 star like so. Well, we collected 13 stars in this extra stage, now totaling 176 stars. So the World 3 boss is, Susie. I don't know, I think the Kirby fan base is like a big fan of her, but nah, I'm not too sure. My memory must be failing me. Well, she certainly wasn't remembered for her stellar boss fight, because she goes down in like 15 seconds. Well, see you later, Susie Kabloozy, and we peace out of World 3. And you'll never guess what world comes next. That's right, it's the end of the game. Thanks for watching, you guys. See you later. Oh, we're only halfway through. Okay, I suppose we'll keep going. On to World 4. Alright, it's time for Gigabyte Grounds. And this ain't your typical deserty world, no siree. Oh, what was that? We've got humongous blenders in the background and power lines made out of spaghetti on forks. And the first stage here is actually quite lenient. All the code cubes were picked up, and we can safely enter the goal with no stars. The first code cube of 4-2 is probably the easiest thing in the game. It's just sitting out in the open, unobstructed. I mean, okay, I'll take it. Next up, we fight a pile of radioactive waste. Well, Kirby eats him up somehow without vomiting and gains yet another new ability. He now has the power of bad breath. Ooh, frightening. Well, Kirby's new halitosis mouth opens up the way to the second code cube, as well as a hidden Robobot suit needed for the third code cube. We reach the goal and end our second level in a row without a star. That's a record for this game. Alright, can 4-3 make it a whopping 3 in a row? Let's see, the first code cube is here. The second is collected with the help of some batteries. And the third? Bam! Can't get any more simplistic than that. I don't think I even saw a single star in this entire level. And this is where it ends. 4-4 is our second Robo-Jet shoot-'em-up stage. While it is a really fun stage normally, there are stars here that are just begging to jump into Kirby's pants. There's a small game of memory here where we need to take the correct path in order to collect a code cube. 2 stars here, squeezed between these 4, and a yellow and a greenie. And some more stars up ahead, and even more. And finally, to get this godforsaken cube, we need to get 3 more stars that are in these gray blocks surrounding the cube. Hey, it's the crappy old fangled gun shooter. He's back. Well, get down, you scummy piece of machinery. Whoa, it's Kabula. She's been in lots of other Kirby games previously, so it's a nice bit of fan service, I suppose. Well, the big bloated blimpy boob goes down like the Hindenburg, and we schmoove our way to the goal. We got 31 stars here, pushing the total up to 207. 4-5 is another bleepity bloopity factory. We scoop up another Game Boy for the Kirb clone back here, and pick up a couple stars. He leads us to a room that holds a mech suit, and in the next room, in order to bring this platform down, we need to collect 2 greenies. One of the code cubes is gotten by launching this big spiky Gordo, and... Oh! No! Why? What's with all the red stars? Come on! Well, thankfully, I guess, we do need to pick up 2 stars to get a cube, but we can turn back around and enter the door we came from, and that red star can be completely skipped. Everything else in this level is easy breezy, and we reach the goal with 32 stars. Extra Stage 4 starts off with a neat little chain reaction here with these saws. In this room here, we need to avoid a bunch of toxic farts being blown around by fart recycling fans, and we pick up a yellow star exiting one of these pipes, and by the skin of Kirby's shoes, we're able to avoid this star. Okay, and then this part sucked big robo balls. There's a strong Force 10 gale hurling Kirby along, and we need to cut these chains here to make the platforms fall to get to the secret door. Now, this may not seem that bad, but a lot of these jumps are nearly frame perfect, and I probably attempted this 20-ish times before I finally got it. Inside is the pesky cube, and immediately after, we collect a crap ton of stars going down this makeshift elevator. Up here, I tried to land on the very edge of this platform here as to not pick up the star from this flower, but the platform was just too small, and as many times as I tried, I couldn't get food to spawn out of it like in the first stage. Alright, let's slice Blocky 2.0 in half, and adios. We picked up 16 stars in this extra stage. Alright, Susie Chapstick, what are you gonna make us fight this time? Ooh, Mecha Knight. Nice little Meta Knight pun there. We smashed and dashed Mecha Knight with 250 stars at the end of World 4. Alright, World 5 time. Rhythm Route. World 5 is almost entirely music-based, which, as you guys already know, hits me right in the sweet spot. Being I have a musical background, anytime games have a music-themed level or world will never fail to make me smile. But behind this musical surface, how does this challenge play out here? Well, there's a bunch of cannons here that are completely ignored. We use Kirb DDD to light this cannon fuse and get the first code cube. This next room has a few cannons shooting us back and forth from the foreground to the background, and every time we land, we immediately pick up a star from a flower. So that's annoying. When we pick up the mech suit a little later on, we get introduced to another returning ability, Mic! And rather than only being a 3-time use screen wipe, this ability actually has its own moveset within the suit. And it's always amused me that Mic is spelled like the name and not mic like microphone. Being it's always been this way, was this a translation error from back in the day and they just kept the name? Or is there some other meaning behind this? Well, anyways, Mic's moveset is pretty fun. Specifically the part where we burst these poor sleeping turtles' eardrums until they keel over. Okay, we get the last code cube here and leave. This level wasn't too bad, only gaining 2 stars. It's 5-2 time, and now we're in Atlantic City. And besides dodging some giant spiky dice and outrunning giant pool balls, the only star to pick up is at the very end, to pick up this last cube. Wait, hold on, this is script writing Blue Knot. I might have an idea to skip this star. The Robo suit is needed to break these gold blocks, but is it possible to backtrack, get out of the suit, and avoid the star? And, no. There's no station to put away the mech suit. I thought I was onto something. Well, we definitely, 100%, pick up the star and add 1 star to our 258 star total. Alright, the final enemy base sort of level, and wow. They literally gave me a warp star to skip the long walk. I genuinely think the game is listening to me. This one looks quite different from the rest. We got some spooky light-up death floors. King Doo, who has already bit the dust before I could finish this sentence. This little drop-off here forced us to collect this row of stars. With all 3 of the code cubes being super straightforward, those stars are the only ones we need. 261 is the new total. Okay, oh, no, not this. God, no, anything but this. Yep, remember when I said I was gonna go bury myself alive? Yep, here I go. I wasn't kidding. So long, guys, I'm done. Okay, I'm back, I guess. But this level has so many stars to collect. If I were to go over all of it, this video wouldn't be done until 2025. So, yeah, we got 45 stars, totaling 306. This level alone took me over an hour to get through, and I just can't stand looking at it anymore. Okay, 5-4 was the equivalent of a lobotomy without sedatives, so how bad can 5-5 be? Well, it's another auto-scroller, and this part had me quite confused for a while. So, I've got this battery in hand, and I need to get up to this saw up here to get the code cube. But, big bad red star. I tried like hell to pixel perfect jump next to the red star, but it wasn't working. Oh, there we go. I swear, for whatever reason, those jumps were freaking hard to do. Later on in the level, when we get the suit, there's quite a lot of star scavenging to do. Just a bunch of stars of various different colors with Kirby's name branded on them. And I did think I was able to just not pick up the suit, but it is needed to get the last code cube in the next room. With another flower star picked up right here, we end 5-5 with 30 stars. Alright, 5-EX.
That looks like the funny word.
Oh boy, I'm losing it. Okay, but this level is actually pretty interesting. So, when I'm pushing these big things with the robo-suit, they automatically break blocks that drop stars on top of the box. These stars were adamant on not despawning. So what I did to avoid these stars was to immediately push the box after the stars spawned. The stars kind of bounce for a second when they come out, so that little moment when they're airborne allows us to use gravity to our advantage and make the stars fall off the box. But it's not all good news. We do need to collect a bunch of stars up here to bring down the other boxes. But we break the gold block to get access to the ladder, and we can get the treasure within. Another mini casino section, a fight with Telepass 2.0, and a risky code cube grab, and we leave the last level of World 5 with 14 stars added. Susie Snowflake releases 3 gooey DDD clones that look like grape jelly, and while it's kind of an annoying fight, that's neither here nor there. We move on to the last world of Planet Robobot, Access Arc, with 350 stars in hand. I told you that star count was going to go through the roof. Okay, we have finally made it to the final world of Planet Robobot. Listen, I've already gushed about how much I love this game, but this challenge has been the equivalent to listening to KSI's new song on a 24-hour loop. So, Access Arc. What do we have here? Well, this guy, apparently, thinks so highly of himself, he has portraits and statues of him spread throughout all of these rooms. He seems like a selfless and chivalrous kind of guy. And for some reason, in this world alone, we are constantly fighting this security force dude, which I believe is just a reskin of that one boss fight in Return to Dreamland. I guess Dude Meister back here repurposed them or something. While the first 2 code cubies are basically right next to each other, we visit the secret HAL room, cause again, why the heck not? To reach the end, we fight another security force dude, get the last sneaky cube, and the exit is right next to us. No stars. Good way to start out the last world. Ah, more auto-scrolling. My absolute favorite gaming mechanic of all time. Well, luckily it doesn't last too long. And hey, look! Gondolas! Bye-bye, losers. Don't need to hitch a ride for many of you skanks. Oh, great. More pixel-perfect jumping. Just what the doctor ordered. And again? And oh, come on, dude. This better be the code cube of youth at this rate. If I have to do more pixel-perfect jumps, I'm gonna pixel-perfect jump my way off the closest freeway. Okay, that should be the last of it. And our little proto-curb opens the door in the background for the first code cube. Okay, well, immediately in the next room, in order to proceed, we need to pick up a yellow star in order to enter this pipe right here. We do a little dance with a battery and a fun light-up floor. And the last bit is an auto-scroll section where we need to hit all the switches on the ground in order to have access to the last cube. When we get to the background, there are lots of stars to watch out for, but they're not really much of an issue. We scoop up the last cube and head for the exit. We only gained 1 star here, making the total 351. 6-3 starts off pretty mundane, but to get the first cube, we need to collect just all these stars. After constantly getting bullied by a bunch of fart clouds, the second cube is as easy as they come. We need to collect a few stars here while carrying a big snowman head up to his body. We place his head back on his neck to get the final code cube of... Okay, we get this 1 star here while carrying a cannon. Heading down this long drop-off while keeping an electrical current alive, we have... Oh, hello friends. Don't mind if I just step on over you. There we go. Okay, and in a bit of a twist of fate, the code cube is easy to get. However, the goal is a bit tricky to get to. Both ladders here leading up to the door have a green star in their tops. I tried like crazy to make this incredibly precise jump to get enough height to reach the door, while also not having too much as to avoid the green star. Then Kirby just magically entered the door from below. Cool. Well, that wasn't exactly the goal door, just one simple blockage in the next room, and the goal is ours. We gained 17 stars here, now totaling 368. 6-4 is where the game starts getting weird. So the setting for basically the rest of the levels going forward is in this weird vapor wavy blocky setting. It's a cool setting, don't get me wrong, it's just a little jarring, I don't know. What I do know is this level holds the worst pixel-perfect jumping section in the game. There are so many platforms to make these jumps on. Somehow it didn't take me as long as I thought it would have, but it was still annoying nonetheless. Other than that though, this level has nothing else really going for it. Pretty basic stuff. Meaning this level is completely star-free. 6-5 is like kind of a boss rush. It's like if a boss rush level and a normal level had a baby. Well, the boss rush part of this level is easy, as to be anticipated, but we do get our third and last shoot-'em-up sequence. It starts out promising, with Kirby annihilating a bunch of security force dudes, then the crap hits the fan. The auto-scrolling speed sped up drastically, and more stars started coming out of the woodworks. I tried hanging back to the left here for as long as I could, but eventually the camera was moving too quickly, and a bunch of stars became necessary to grab. And cause this level isn't sadistic enough, the next room has just so many stars to pick up. Why? What did I do to you, game? Oh, neat, the goal. I don't even want to know what the damage was. Oh, 30 more stars. And the total is almost at 400. I'm gonna puke. Honestly, there's absolutely nothing of substance to mention in World 6's first extra stage. Just repeating a bunch of settings we've seen previously in other areas, and making a pixel-perfect maneuver to get the last code cube here. Yeah, like I said, it's pretty boring stuff here. And the second extra stage of World 6 is actually pretty clever. You go through another Vaporwave level, and halfway through, grab a robo suit, and go back through the level and unlock all the goodies you were forced to pass without the suit. I mean, I don't know, this may just be the game artificially doubling a level's length without making more level, but they did it in a really neat way, so it gets a thumbs up from me. And double thumbs up for no star gain throughout the entire backtracking section. Hell, even this robo wheel section was completely star-free. Man, has the game finally taken mercy on us and stopped the star count right below 400? No, of course not. This game hates my soul so much that it forces us to go up an unskippable elevator with just... Why? Who hurt you, Planet Robobot? Was it me? What did I do? Okay, the silver lining, we are now officially at the end of the challenge. The only other thing to do is obliterate the final boss, which there are, of course, like 17 final bosses. But yeah, that final stage gifted us 14 stars, making the grand total of Planet Robobot's minimum star challenge 412 stars. Holy freaking crap. That is more than Triple Deluxe's and Return to Dreamland's grand total combined. Now, in terms of room for improvement, this one is a lot less cut and dry than Triple Deluxe. I know a majority of these stars are 100% required, but I do feel as though there are some that can be skipped with techniques that I am unaware of. As always, if you guys see any stars that could have been skipped, don't hesitate to let me know in the comments below. Hey, thanks for watching! I had quite a few people asking for a Robobot video, so this should satiate quite a lot of your thirsts. And of course, I have to shill one last time here, but please do join the Discord server down below. Even after this big challenge is over, that'll be the place to come and talk with me. I've also seen a lot of people ask for this challenge in Star Allies, but these challenges pretty much require that save states be available, otherwise it would take 4 months to make one frickin' video. So unless someone can miraculously add save state support, I won't be able to do it. Do let me know what other types of challenges you'd like to see across the Kirby franchise. But until my next video, I will see you guys next time.